So let's talk about membership decline. I have sort of a prediction. You know how we Jehovah's Witnesses like to predict things? No, but I have no idea if this is accurate or not. This is just a shot in the dark prediction. But I predict that by 2025, it will drop from 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses to around 4 or 5 million. That's a big drop. I could be wrong. But I believe that the decline is growing ever faster for a lot of different reasons. I have some things written down here. The one is an obvious reason, and that is disfellowshipping. You know, it's one of the only religions that actively kick members out. Well, most other religions are trying to attract new members and keep the ones that they have. Well, Jehovah's Witnesses are disfellowshipping people at a rate like never before. Now, I don't know the numbers on this or anything, but I remember when I was in, the amount of disfellowship people that didn't return seemed to get higher and higher. When they would be disfellowshipped, you would never see them again. Now, there would be ones that would come back, but I noticed that more and more people were not returning. And so that's going to cause a major decline in membership. Also, some of the more obvious reasons is the blood issue. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about people dying, but that is something that's happening. So, the blood issue causes so much fear, especially if you have a family member that is in that situation who might need a blood transfusion. People will fight or flight. In other words, they're going to either risk it and allow the family member to die, or they're going to do what I would have done and take the blood transfusion and be disfellowshipped. Either way, you're losing members. So there's two ways. Now, here's a couple of bigger ways, in my opinion. One of them is the mass amount of people who are waking up. Excuse me. And we're not talking about average publishers who are kind of fading away, even though there is that. But there's elders, ministerial servants, circuit overseers, some big names who are realizing that this organization does not have it right. Large numbers, including myself, who was a ministerial servant for 10 years, are leaving. And when these people leave, they're not coming back because they've waken up. They've learned the truth about the truth. So that's another big loss for the Jehovah's Witnesses. Also, people like that are getting their questions answered online. The questions that the elders cannot or refuse to answer, we can just go online and we can get them from there. And it's usually pretty cut and dry answers. And there you go. How do you return after that? And of course, the sex abuse cover-ups. They've gone public. It's getting harder and harder for the organization to call that fake news and to brush that under the rug, especially in countries such as Australia and Poland. And then you have the overlapping generations, 607 BCE and 1914, where these numbers do not add up and the brothers have no answer for that. We are trained to ask questions and to make sure that this was the truth. Put it to the test, right? Well, people are doing that, and they're realizing that it's not. So there's just been so many failed prophecies also. The time that they said that 1914 will be the end, then it was the beginning. 1925, 1975, and the list goes on. They even tried to do it subtly with when we hit 100 years in 2014, I believe it was. There was some subtle hints that they thought that would be it also. So it's just this real problem that they've had with trying to predict when the end will come. But that's just the list I have that I think will contribute to the decline from 8 million to, I'm going to say, 4.5, 5 million by 2025. And the sad thing is, when this does happen, if it happens, they're going to lock down even harder on the members that are in there. They're going to, the rules are going to get more strict, and they're really going to lock down on internet use, and may even start talking about how you shouldn't have the internet at all, because that's where everybody's getting this information from. And the more members they lose, the more it's going to contribute to their "this is Armageddon is coming" narrative, because look, the greater number is cooling off. It must be so. And so the members that are going to stick around, the fear is going to grow, and the control is going to get worse and worse. So, just tell me what your thoughts are this morning.